Hey, friends. Okay, I got another topic for you guys. Are y'all letting y'all's kids in the kitchen to learn how to cook? Boys and girls. Are y'all starting off with the basics of just knowing how to make pancakes, knowing how to make waffles, knowing how to make French toast? Like the easy pancakes, breakfast stuff. Because there is so much technique and skills that you gain just knowing your way around the kitchen that I think is vital to survival, right? Like you will not be able to survive if you don't know how to cook, like, or know how to whip something up. Like if something has too much sugar, you can like doctor it up with like another ingredient to cut it. Or like even like tomato sauce, how to cut that acidicness. Yeah, I'm really curious to know, like, are y'all teaching y'all's kids how to cook, how to hold a spatula, how to hold the bowl, how to mix a bowl, how to follow instructions or a recipe, how to um get your list of ingredients that you need. Like just the thought, the process of cooking is so essential. And I don't know if you are or aren't a cook. How did it feel if you had home cooked meals, or if you just never had home cooked meals because your parents were eating out all the time because maybe you had parents that didn't cook. But now with so much resources, like with so much YouTube and TikTok, I absolutely love the food content creators because I feel like there's so many people right now that have so much access to great recipes that we didn't have growing up, that I feel like if you just aren't a cook right now, you just don't want to be. You just don't want to be because there's so many like good tasty stuff, and that's where ultimately I feel like kids won't be such picky eaters because they have a hand, pun intended, in cooking, in like the ingredients and like the process of creating like yummy food. One of the things we do here at my house is I always assign a child to be in the kitchen with me Saturday mornings. There's three girls, so on New Year's Day, my middle babe got a chance to make French toast. She's 6. We celebrated her so much. We were like, Isley, these are like the best French toast we've ever had. Like, daddy came out of the office because he was working on some stuff that morning, and we all said prayer, and then we took our first bite as a family to taste Isley's French toast. And when I tell you, it was so good. Obviously, I was there helping her with the process and like reading the instructions, and like, she gathered all of her ingredients and stuff. I was really proud of her. But when we tasted it, I was like, oh my gosh, Isley, this is so, her little confidence that her two sisters now were like, well, I want to make something. Like, tomorrow, can we make pancakes? And then my youngest babe was like, mommy, can we make waffles? And I'm like, okay. One kid can make French toast, one kid can make pancakes, one kid can make waffles, and then I'll walk the other two through the different recipes of each one. And or maybe I put one of the children to explain to the other, like, hey, this is what I do when I make my French toast. Hey, this is what I do when I make my waffles. So I'm just really curious. I know this got really long and winded, but like, are y'all introducing the kitchen to your kids? Just simple, like scrambled eggs, a little salt, melt that butter. Some people like to throw in a little milk for a little fluff. Um, if you want to make like bacon, just put it in the oven. Like, just like simple things. I think you can start off really small and, just really just cook with a lot of love and attention. And it's such a good feeling when someone takes a bite of your like food and they melt. And I completely understand why people start restaurants. Like that is the hardest business to maintain, is a restaurant. And I'm always so curious how people continue to set up restaurants. Like they continue knowing the risks, knowing that they could technically, you know, lose the business within a year, within 2 years, because you waste so much money on food waste. And you're not really charging a lot because there's so many restaurants, so many to choose from, so many to compete with. So I'm always curious about the business owners who start restaurants knowing the risk, and just wondering like, what's that story? What's that story behind why you feel like you have to share your food with the world, and risking that it might not be in business in the next 3 to 4 years, right? What is it? And I just think love is such, I mean, food is such a love language that it's universal. Like, a good plate of food. You know what I mean? Like, like your taste buds be like, ooh, ooh, I love how these things taste. I love how it's blending in my mouth. And nothing feels more amazing when your kids like are like, mommy, you're the best cook. Or my husband is like, man, I'm gonna marry you again. Like, this is, I really thrive in cooking, and introducing my three girls to cooking now is like so full circle for me, because my mom had me in the kitchen around 8 years old, kind of telling me, how to make white rice, how to season chicken. I'm Dominican. So like she had me in the kitchen early, and I started gaining confidence in the kitchen by like age 11. I remember my favorite thing to make was like chicken Alfredo, because you literally just dump the whole jar on the pasta. And the chicken that I would buy was like this Mexican chicken strip, and I would season it with some Italian seasoning, and I would like toss it in a skillet, and I thought I was doing something. But anyways, I remember I started cooking, and it's just brought me so much joy. And so now to be able to do that with my daughters is like, it's so fun. It's so fun. So this was long, but please, please, please let me know if you're introducing your kids to the kitchen.